Warning! You're about to experience Vegas Victories with Vinny V and Rae Rae Robinson. Vinny V is unabashedly racist, sexist, misogynistic, homophobic, and, well, let's just say he's a bit of an asshole. So unless you're about to get real cool with a lot of things real fast, sports fans, you might just want to sit out for this one.
Baby, coming to you live from my beautiful remote studio overlooking the one and only Las Vegas Strip and projecting my voluminous voice all across the USA. No, you know what? I'm projecting all across the world, all across the fucking universe, baby, because this is volume 2 of Vegas Victories with Vinny V, and you better reach down and grab something hard, because we're in for one hell of... Come on, Vinny! What the fuck's that supposed to mean? Come on, Rae Rae. Come on, let me kick this thing off right. I'm doing my intro, baby. Man, you come on, talking about grab down, reach a hard one, grab a hard one, some shit like that. Come on, why I tell you about that pervert shit? All right. You know what? This is settle down now. I'll introduce you. You know, you don't gotta throw a fit, Rae Rae. You know, I'll let the people know. So yeah, you know, we're here. We got a lot of absolutely incredible sports news and comment tonight. But first, let me give him a proper introduction. So he's my main man. He's the Baron of the backboard. He's the hammer to your headboard. The original running rebel on the ones and twos. It's my number one, number two, Rae Rae Robinson. Rae Rae, tell these sons of bitches what time it is. Hey, it's prime time, Vinny. You ought to know that. That's right. It's prime time. It's showtime. You know, whatever you want to call it. And, we're ready to rock, baby. So instead of the salutations, it's time to get right into it. Let's start off with the story everyone in the sports world's talking about this week. But it's something we've been talking about since day one. Oh, you mean you talking about the Redskins? The Redskins. Oh, come on, what the fuck you talking about, Rae Rae? That's yesterday's news. I mean, I know we got to get used to it, but I'm not going to kick off the show with more of that Redskins and Indians bullshit. No, I mean, you said everybody talking. Yeah, Rae Rae. I mean, do you know what happens? Without fail, every single time I talk about the Washington Redskins, we get an endless parade of nincompoop numbskulls trying to, type up hate mail. They're calling in. And I mean, if you're so, inclined, you can call in too. It's 813-906-9099. But these people are calling in just so they can call me, Vinny fucking V, mind you. They're trying to call me a racist. This despite the fact that I've done more for the red man in this country than anybody since Jesus fucking Christ. Come on, Vinny. What you talking about, man? You ain't never done nothing for an Indian. Hey, you know what? You might think I haven't done nothing for an Indian, but, I've done the same thing for the Indian that I've done for the white man, for the black man, for the yellow man, for the brown man, for the goddamn Canadians. I mean, you name it, baby. I deliver the winners. I deliver the winners. You can call me up 1-900-V4-VEGAS, and I don't give a shit what color you are. As long as you can pay me $5.99 a minute, I'm going to make you fucking rich, baby. I've got the overs. I got the unders, I got the hot dogs, I got the stone cold locks, baby. So if you want to pick up the phone, don't call into this show. I don't need you. I don't need you on the show. I don't even need Rae Rae over there, but I tolerate him. But if you're going to pick up the phone, wait until after the show, and you better get in line, because I'm going to be on 1-900-V for Vegas with exclusive expert advice on the MLB, the Champions League, the NHL, the NBA. Come on, man. This ain't a motherfucking infomercial. Get to the goddamn news, man. Shit. All right. You get the point. So anyway, we're going to start off with our first story of the night. It's nothing real controversial. Nothing going to piss off the snowflakes out there. We're not trying to get canceled. So we're not going to be talking about the Redskins right away here. We're going to talk about the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, baby. Come on, Vinny. That ain't sports. That's pornography. No, my friend. The Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue is the glorious intersection of Athlete Avenue and Butt Naked Boulevard, and it's been the highlight of every sports year for every red-blooded man in America since 1964, baby. At least that is until today, Rae Rae, because I don't know how to say this, I don't know what is political correctness or whatever, but they put a he-she on the swimsuit issue. I'm not even kidding, people. I'm looking at an article here. It's from CNN. This is incredible. It's got this picture of some freak. It's some Brazilian guy. He's going by the name Valentina Sampaio. And, he's calling himself a model. He's calling himself a woman. And can you believe it? There's people out there celebrating this shit, Rae Rae. Are you trying to beat off to some dude in a bikini? Come on, Vinny, man, you can't be saying that. I'm gonna say you were transphobic. Hey, come on, man, I ain't scared of him. You think I can't take some guy? But I just think it's fucking deranged, baby. Whatever happened to Kathy Ireland? To Christy Brinkley? Cheryl Tiggs. If I wanted to see this shit, I'd buy Chicks with Dicks Illustrated. I've been telling you, man. Vinny, they gonna kick us off the damn YouTube. What, you into this tranny stuff, Rae Rae? Come on, man. I ain't down with that mess. All right. I'm just being sure. I don't want to have to, wipe down the goddamn studio over here. There's a virus going on. But anyway, we're gonna move on from that. From that subject. The only time I want to talk about the tranny is, if I'm. If I'm talking about the transmission on my luxurious automobile. But anyway, though, while we're on the subject of the porno, you got to get a load of this next headline here. This is from Deadspin. The headline is, "The porn industry is flirting with the sports world." Apparently, there's this website out there. It's called cams.com, and they're giving out free services to NBA players. The NBA players, they're quarantined in that fucking bubble down there in Orlando, where they're getting ready to do the playoffs. And basically, the way this thing works is if you're an NBA player or if you're an NBA coach, Popovich, Steve Kerr, you can get it on too. But anyway, you can verify your identity on this porno site, and then they give you free access 24/7 to naked video chat with all these cam girls out there. Honestly, I kind of get it. These guys, they're stuck in this fucking bubble at Disney World. They can't bring any girls back to the hotel room. You know what I mean? These guys are basketball players. Yeah, they're gonna blow off some. They're gonna blow off some steam in between the games, baby. Can you imagine the Showtime Lakers in this situation back in the '80s? Magic be Showtime. Yeah, Magic Johnson, he'd be fucking all his teammates in the ass by like Dame 2. He'd be giving everybody AIDS. It'd be a goddamn prison sex bubble. Forget about Disney NBA bubble. If this was a Showtime Lakers back in the '80s, those guys couldn't even keep their shorts up for a whole fucking game. They'd be in there with groupies and with hookers in the locker room at halftime. And then they'd go out there, they'd kick the Celtics' ass in the second half. But, I mean, you think they could be locked in a bubble with nothing but, NBA players and fucking ESPN reporters? Come on. But, I mean, we're not in the 80s anymore, sadly. And what I'm kind of seeing with this story is I'm seeing a problem. Because, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, the average NBA salary in 2019, the average NBA salary is 7.7 million clamatos. You telling me they can't afford a few bucks, for some internet porn? I mean, come on, man, the internet, the porn free, Vinny. That's the whole point of get an internet. Well, hey, I mean, nobody ever accused your average NBA player of being all that bright, Rae Rae. I mean, in fact, since we've broached the subject of the association, let's say something. I mean, these fucking idiots, they're out there making a fool of themselves left and right down in that bubble of theirs. I got a whole stack of examples here. I mean, first, speaking of the Lake Show, we got brand new Laker J.R. Smith. He's going on Instagram Live. He can't stop exposing how bad he thinks the accommodations are down there. He's just bitching and moaning all day long, all night long on his Instagram, telling the fans, and I quote, we're talking about the NBA bubble. He says, "This shit is ass." So eloquent. This shit is ass. And he's hating on the catering. He's telling everybody the catering tastes like Lunchables. And he's just nonstop bitching. So the league actually made him shut off his fucking Instagram account. Man, real man of the people, huh? I mean, that's just the start. Joel Embiid from Milwaukee, he's been walking around in a fucking hazmat suit like he thinks he's in Chernobyl or something. This guy, he takes one look at the food they're getting served, and honestly, I've seen the food. It's not Vegas level, baby. I mean, they're eating steak and lobster, but it's food. It's serviceable. It's serviceable food that you get from catering. And this fucking guy Embiid, he goes on his Instagram and he tells everybody he's gonna lose 50 pounds, since I guess he's not even gonna eat it. But I gotta say, my favorite. Out of all these whining prima donnas down there, my favorite is another Laker, Rajon Rondo. This guy, he's being put up in a Walt Disney World resort. That's legitimately where these assholes are staying. It's not the presidential suite at the Venetian, but still, it's a pretty nice fucking hotel room. But Rajon, he didn't go on Instagram. He went on Twitter, and he's telling everybody that they stuck him in a goddamn Motel 6. What do these fucking people expect? Hey, man, at least they got that free porno, Vinny. I'm glad you circled back to that, my brother, because the very next story in our NBA coverage here is that Rajon Rondo, the very same Rajon Rondo, is now sidelined for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken thumb. The story here, it says that he broke it in practice. But let's just say I don't think he was practicing his jumper.
I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about? Practice?
That takes on a whole new meaning now, huh? He's talking about practicing his stroke, for those free cam girls, Rae Rae. Come on, man. You saying Rajon been whacking it? Hey, I didn't say it. That was you, baby. Either way, the NBA is officially back on the court on Thursday, July 30th. And yes, of course, I've handicapped it. I do know the winners. I am the man that knows all. But the NBA preview is going to have to wait until next week's broadcast, because I've had just about enough of talking about these spoiled fucking dipshits tonight. But let me just give you a little bit of a preview before we move on. Let me give you, I'm going to give these people the key to unlocking the NBA restart. Hey, man, don't give it all the way for free, Vinny. We could do a whatchamacallit, a cliffhanger. Hey, don't worry. I'm not giving it away yet. But just like last week, when I told you the key to handicap in the World Series, it came down to two things. Really just one thing. Which team has the largest, most swollen set of man melons? Man, what you talking about? A bitch testicles, right? Jesus. It was just anyway, the last week was the testicles. Well, in the NBA, it's going to come down to whether or not living in this Walt Disney World bubble is better or worse than living in their hometown. So I'm not going to give it all away, but you can start, that spinning around your head right now. Start thinking about, which of the 22 teams are left and which of their cities are absolute shitholes where they're even worse than being trapped in a bubble with a bunch of dumbasses in Orlando, Florida. Because, you got to remember, your average NBA player, and I would know, your average NBA player is ready to throw every single game, even on the playoff schedule, just to go back home, baby. If they got the right babes waiting for them, if they got the right dope waiting for them, I don't know what these fucking people are doing. They'd rather be anywhere than that Walt Disney World bubble. I gotta say, I like this better than that elephantitis shit. Now, you know what? You're kind of mouthy today, brother. I mean, you got to remember, you're not the co-host here, Rae Rae. You're the producer. You run the board. You don't run your mouth. The people, they want to hear me. Vinny V, baby. So if you want to talk to Rae Rae Robinson, you can talk to him when he's screening your calls. So you can call in at our hotline. It's 813-906-9099. And Rae Rae will, he'll say hi to you. He'll screen your call real quick, and if he thinks you're worth anything, he'll let you talk to me. But honestly, I told him, don't even pass you through, because we don't need the gimmicks here. This isn't the Monday night show. This is Vegas Victories, and I can run my big fucking mouth all day. So anyway, though, let's move on from the basketball talk. We gotta do it. I really wish we didn't have to, but we gotta get into this COVID-19 nonsense. I, for one, I can't believe that we're still even fucking dealing with this bullshit. I mean, it's been, 4 months? 4 months of this. I'm Vinny V. I'm going to be real with you people, okay? I mean, this is a fucking cold virus, for Christ's sake. You catch a cold, it's going to fucking happen sometimes. You catch a cold, you heat up some whiskey, you drink that, maybe you get some NyQuil, maybe you get some Sudafed or whatever, but you knock back some hot Campbell's chicken soup, and then you get on with your goddamn life. I mean, what do I know? I'm just the smartest man in fucking Las Vegas. I'm the smartest man in Nevada. But you can't shut down the goddamn entire sports world and everything else because you're scared of catching a goddamn cold virus. So there. I said it. I'm not taking it back either, Rae Rae. I told you just to shut up. But put your mic back on for just a minute and tell the people, am I crazy? I told you before, man. You ain't crazy, Vinny. You just an asshole. That's right. I might just be an asshole, but I haven't been wrong about anything since the goddamn 80s. And you can take that to the bank. So I'm going to tell you right now, there's people out there, I can tell you, there's people turning their radio dials. Just because I said the truth about this bullshit virus, there's probably some people out there typing up more of that hate mail, which I don't even read, by the way. So have fun with that. But it's just a fact of life these days. I mean, you say anything about this nonsense, and they start swarming you like Redskins to a fucking wagon train, baby. I mean, for instance, we've got this baseball story here. It's from CBS Sports, but everybody's covering it. They're talking about veteran MLB umpire Joe West. He's under fire from his union. He's under fire from the media, everybody else, just because he came out and said he's going to work the season this year. I mean, what's the problem with the man doing his job? Well, apparently apparently, these geniuses out there, they put Joe in a high-risk category because he's older. He's 67 years old. Big deal. But they came to him and they said, hey, we don't want you working this year. We think you're old. We think you're fat. Basically, we think you're useless. So fuck you. And Joe, God bless him, he told him, fuck you right back. And he said, if this game hasn't gotten to me by now, this virus with its fake death count sure as hell won't. And you know what? Much respect to Joe West for that. He just being fair here, he can't tell balls from strike worth shit. But the man's a legend in my book. He's umpired over 5,300 major league games. He's something like 60, 70 games shy of the record for that, by the way. But he's not letting these limp-wristed fucking babies push him around. But Joe, who actually could be considered to be in a high-risk category, he's out there standing his ground behind the plate. Well, some of these players, and we covered a bunch of them last week, but some of these so-called athletes are out there falling for this fear, falling for this bullshit, and using any excuse they can to ride the pine. We got another one. He's not sitting the season out, but this is even more pathetic if you ask me. We've got Yankees outfielder, and for some reason it's always the guys in fucking New York and LA doing this shit. But Yankees outfielder Clint Frazier has announced that he will be wearing a goddamn face mask for every at-bat this season. He said to MLB.com, and he said, quote, I'm just trying to, that's how he talks. I'm just trying to show people that it's easy to do and it's the right thing to do. Look at this idiot. Ray, pull him up. Look at this idiot. He's got a fucking bandana over his face. Like that does anything. We all know he's only wearing it because he's scared anyway. Frazier, I hope you're listening out there, and I hope you're hearing my words. I want you, and I hope you fucking do. I hope you hit below the Mendoza line this year. And, it wouldn't be far off your usual mark, you fucking pussy. Anyway, speaking of pussies, we've got an entire Division I conference calling off their college football season this year. Ray, mic on. 3 guesses who it is. I don't know, man, Vinny. It's the Pac-12. The Pac-12? Shit, that's actually a good guess. It wouldn't surprise me, honestly, as pussified as they are, out on the coast, and how goddamn terrible their football is these days. But no, it's not the Pac-12. It's the Ivy League. Hey, come on, man. I thought I had 3 guesses. That's just a gimmick, Ray. Jesus. Anyway, the Ivy League, these fucking Poindexters, they've not just canceled their football season. They've canceled all fall sports because they're scared of this bullshit virus. So if you care, we don't got any Harvard and Yale in 2020. No Princeton Tigers. They actually they played the first ever college football game back in 1869. No Cornell, Big Red. Another one of them Indian team. I don't know, man. Probably. Because we could do the segue. The transition. Talk about a Redskin. We could, but we won't, Ray. I told you we'll get to the fucking Redskins story when I fucking feel like it. Right now, we're talking about how these little brainiac bozos in the Northeast will take any excuse that they have to take sports off the schedule. But meanwhile, and you can take this to the bank, I guarantee they haven't stopped collecting tuition, they haven't stopped soliciting for donations, and they sure as hell haven't stopped taking students from fucking China. But don't worry, they're super duper scared of this fucking cheap Chinese cold. Anyway, speaking of viruses, apparently the virus of being a fucking pussy is spreading the football that people actually care about, too. Because I got an NBC News article here. It says, Friday night lights could go out in Texas as coronavirus threatens high school football. You people are crazy. Some piece of crap down there named Michael Hino Jasa, whatever hell kind of name that is, I don't know. But apparently this guy runs the Dallas school district, and he says that he seriously doubts that they're going to have a high school football season in Texas this year. I mean, look, Mike, I seriously doubt that that's a good idea unless you want a fucking statewide riot on your hands, baby. Hey, man, to be fair, they might want the riot. Hey, that's right. 2020, you know what they say, 2020 is the year of the riot, so it wouldn't surprise me either, Rae Rae. But, I mean, speaking of, and this is quite possibly the worst news to hit the South since William Tecumseh Sherman marched on Savannah, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey has told ESPN Radio that he is now very concerned about the upcoming season. I mean, what are they doing down there? I mean, without the SEC, without SEC football, the entire Southern economy is going to collapse. It's going to look like fucking Venezuela down there. Literally, too. They got real wild animals as mascots down there. They got Georgia. The Georgia Bulldogs. They got a real bulldog. His name's Uga or something. A real dog. They trot him out in the field before the game. Same thing with, Mississippi State. Same thing with Tennessee. They got a hound dog. Arkansas, they got some kind of fucking boar or warthog or some shit like that. LSU, the national champions, they've got a real fucking tiger out on the field, like a real live tiger. His name's Mike the Tiger. What else? Auburn, they're the Tigers too, but for some reason they've got a live eagle that they bring to the game. I could go on, but you get the point. An SEC sideline looks like a goddamn zoo exhibition. How the fuck are these Bible Belt yokels gonna feed all these animals without the football revenue? I don't think they can do it. Mark my words. Last season, and I'm gonna give you some facts. I'm gonna give you some straight statistics here, baby. Because last season, SEC football teams, they sold over 7 million tickets. And believe it or not, that was the worst year for attendance in like 20 years. So they sold 7.4 million tickets. That's like $500 million. Plus they got the TV money, from ESPN, from CBS. They got the merchandise. They got the concessions. We're talking major industry here. If there's no SEC football this year, Atlanta's going to look like fucking Caracas. And I'll tell you what it's all going to start with, everybody. It's going to start with all the fans, all the boosters, all the alumni. They're all going to storm the campuses. They're going to round up. They're going to fucking grab those live mascots, and they're going to eat the mascots. So rest in peace to Mike the Tiger. Anyway, we're going to be back in 3 minutes. I got to go on break. We're going to be back in 3 minutes to talk about everybody's favorite topic, fucking racism. I'll see you in 3 minutes.
Feeling down in the dumps about the state of the world today? Are you sick and tired of the same old boring news shows? Are you ready for something new? Then it's time to go to war. The War on Morons, that is. This hilarious comedy show puts the world of stupidity on blast every Monday night with a half-hour podcast covering all the latest from stupid criminals, Florida man shenanigans, Hollywood hypocrites, politically correct crackpots, and more. And there's an extra dose of insanity every episode, as the phone lines are always open to the ever-growing parade of lunatics that call into the show. Get a load of these nut jobs.
I'm rolling in it. All you gotta do is tell these fruitcakes that you're serving them vegetarian stuff, and they all buy it.
I went over there. I had to stay at least 6 feet away, which was hard to do because there was like 25 of them or something. And I told them, listen, y'all better stop what you're doing because I've got a gun.
How can you be afraid to drink wine?
You know what?
As an alcoholic, you're supposed to love it.
Allow me to introduce myself.
I'm the Big Apple Berserker, and I'm keeping New York clean.
Oh my God, man, that's the Walt Disney Corporation. You know, they're speaking through one of their clones, and they're telling you that they're, you know, interdimensional, Satan-worshipping vampires.
I mean, a lot of them give to charities and, like, help people out. They don't...
To charity, my ass. I got 2 words for you. You ready? O.J. Simpson. I rest my case.
Introducing from Fellsmere Enterprises, it's Mommy and Me Rhinoplasty.
You're gonna buy an ice cream, you're gonna buy the peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, but you don't got $5 for Chuck Chicory? I'll beat the trash out of a kid with a baseball bat, with the Louisville Slugger.
You need to look at that lawyer. I gotta call that lawyer.
You don't need to call any lawyer. You need to shut up.
Only adults are supposed to call this call-in line.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm a teddy bear. If it's yellow, it's mellow. If it's brown, we push it down.
You're never gonna see him around Ding Dong Land again!
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. So tune in every Monday night at 7 o'clock Eastern, right here on YouTube, or catch the show up to 3 days early by following the RSS feed at thewaronmorons.podbean.com.
We're back on the air. Welcome back to Vegas Victories with Vinny V Volume 2, baby. And Rae Rae, come on, man. Don't we forget me. All right. Not to be remiss, we've also got the one and only Rae Rae Robinson in the booth, running the boards as he is wont to do. How you doing, Rae Rae? How you doing in the second half? Say something to the people. Hey, they already know Vinny. I don't gotta tell them. And there you go. You know, man of few words and very, very much character. You know, that's why he's in there. You know, he's in the booth, and I'm behind the main mic. And even though we went, I think we went a little long, pretty fucking long actually in the first half. I am obligated by Jay and Anissa from the War on Morons to play that stupid fucking commercial in order to be on their airwaves. Honestly, you know, those two ought to pay me and Rae Rae, and they ought to play our commercial on their show every Monday. But, you know, what do I care? You know, we got the people, baby. We got the people tuning in from coast to coast, from everywhere in between, and we're going to talk some sports. So with all that in mind, I guess this is as good a time as any to get into the real big story this week, which is the Washington Redskins and the iconic Washington Redskins logo are no more. Rest in peace. Rae Rae, what do you say we give him a moment of silence? All right, man. You know, give him a moment of silence. I can't help myself, baby. I mean, I don't know how many more chances I'll get, you know, to do my Indian voice. You know, I don't know how many chances I'll get to do my tomahawk chop. I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, these bleeding hearts, they've been hammering away at this for fucking decades. And, you know, I didn't think they'd ever do it, but they actually broke Dan Snyder. I mean, they're going woke, baby. I mean, never mind that they've had the name since the fucking 30s. You know, never mind the logo was actually, maybe you don't know this, the logo was actually designed by a real Indian. But all these goddamn, you know, whiny, libs, they're offended on their behalf. So, you know what, why not just change it, huh? I mean, why not? I mean, so with that in mind, you know, I'm not going to fight it. You know, I'm going to stop fighting. I'm going to embrace the change. In fact, I have prepared for you, for all of you, a few of my suggestions for free for the Washington football team. And I read in the article here that they're not going to use any Indian imagery or Indian connotations at all. So Washington Warriors, that's out. I'm going to keep that in mind. We're not going to call them the Washington Chieftains or anything like that. The Washington Powhatans. No. I'm going to think of something to better capture the spirit of that fucking cesspool out there. So what do you say, Rae Rae? Should I do it Letterman style? What you mean, like a top 10? Yeah, a top 10 countdown. I mean, why not, man? You're going to fucking, hang yourself, man. Go take that rope. All right, whatever. Actually, I don't even know if I've got 10 names on me, but, I think I could do it. So here we go. The top 10 replacement names for the Washington Redskins. Number 10, the Washington Warrens, in honor of America's first Indian senator. Come on, man. You said no Indians. I mean, she's not a real Indian. I was talking about Elizabeth. Either way, that one bombed. How about the next one? Number 9, the Washington Race Baiters. Come on, watch it. Watch it, Vinny. Number 8, the Washington Crackhead Mayors. Number 7, the Washington Comet Ping Pongs. Number 6, the Washington Jeffersons. Okay, hold on, man. Like a Thomas Jefferson? I can't. He owned slaves. No. I meant George Jefferson, baby. Number 5, the Washington Traffic Jams. Number 4, the Washington Spooks. Vinny, motherfucker, that's another racial slur. And come on, Rae Rae. I'm talking about, like a spy. The noble espionage profession. It's headquartered right outside of D.C. Anyway. Top 3. Number 3, the Washington Deep Throats. Number 2, the Washington Transmen. And the number 1 replacement name for the Washington Redskins, drum roll please, the San Antonio Redskins. That's right, Snyder. The fucking San Antonio Redskins. You need to pull an Art Modell on these motherfuckers. Come on down to Texas, baby. Fuck Washington, D.C. Fuck Washington State too. I'm sick of this PC shit. Anyway, next story. It's another follow-up on this stupid name change. This is a FoxNews.com article. And it came out actually just a couple hours after news broke on Monday about them dropping the Redskins moniker. Apparently some realtor in Virginia, God love him, he swooped in, he bought the trademarks for every possible team name he could think of. So that's why they haven't made an announcement yet. NFL brass is in panic mode, baby. I mean, they can't even think of a name that this guy doesn't own. I mean, he owns the Washington Warriors. He owns the Red Hawks. He owns the Washington War Pigs. Like you'd name a team after a fucking Black Sabbath song. But either way, I mean, he owns like dozens of potential names for the new Washington NFL team. And I mean, I love it because I call that capitalism, baby. How much do you think he'll get? How much do you think he'll get? I don't know, man. I mean, how much they got? It's the NFL, baby. I mean, they got more money than you can count. Either way, though, I mean, this guy could make some good money. But, before we move on from this Redskins nonsense, I gotta say, I mean, what is it with the city of Washington and not sticking to your fucking team names? I mean, everything's offensive to you D.C. people. You can't have, the Washington Bullets, because they got hundreds of shootings every year. I thought that was good. I thought that was a perfect name, the Washington Bullets, because you go to one of their games, you feel like getting shot, and then you go outside the arena into the city and District of Columbia, you get fucking shot. But apparently that offended people. You can't have the Washington Senators, apparently. Probably because, a senator. It's an old white man and a pedophile. I mean, what's next? No more Washington Capitals. It's offensive to people on death row. Anyway, moving on here. Speaking of being offended, we've got a story here about the star receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles, DeSean Jackson. Now, DeSean Jackson is in trouble. He's actually, if you ask me, he's in big trouble because he did about the worst thing you can fucking do besides have a mascot in a headdress. He went after the Jews. Oh, okay, Vinny, I'm not playing around this time. I'm going to cut your fucking mic talking about Jews. Hey, what did I do? I didn't do nothing. Do I look like DeSean Jackson to you? I'm just, reading the article. So anyway, this dumbass, he went on Instagram again with the fucking Instagram today. What is this, like the 5th Instagram? Anyway, DeSean, he went and he posted a conspiracy theory that he attributed to, of all people, Adolf Hitler, about how the Jews want to hold the black man down. I mean, you're a public figure. We're in the climate we're in today, and he thinks it's a good idea. I'm going to go on the internet, and I'm going to quote Adolf Hitler talking about the Jews. I mean, I'm telling you, DeSean. I mean, you're not looking like a smart guy. But either way, it's okay now because he apologized. He said he didn't mean to repeat anything from such a vile racist, and he thought that this was a quote from Louis Farrakhan. I mean, you can't make this shit up. I mean, does this guy not understand who owns every media company? Hey, come on, that's it. That's it, Vinny. I cut your mic off, motherfucker. Shit. So, folks, we're calling the show. We're going to call the show right here for this dumbass gets us kicked off of YouTube. I mean, 2 fucking shows in, he's on here talking about. I mean, I ain't. You know what? I ain't gonna say it. I'm just gonna fucking roll credits. So see you people next week. Hopefully somebody don't cancel our ass. And I don't know, like and subscribe. Check out the War on Morons on Monday. Take it easy. Take it easy out there.